Okay, today we are playing a game on Rialto. We are in the Platinum SR range, and we will be playing Sombra the entire way through. Now, I know I only did Sombra yesterday. I wish. But there's been an accounting error, so we're going to have to do the same hero twice in a row. I know, terrible. I'm sure you'll find a way to survive, though. It's also on the console again. Look at that. I think this is a different console to the one yesterday, though. But who knows? Who cares? Whatever. Current team comp is Orisa, Roadhog, Doomfist, Sombra, Anna, and Bridget. So, it's kind of all over the place. I can't really point at it and say any one thing in particular is terrible. It's just kind of all over the place. We don't really have a very consistent DPS, but at the same time we have Orisa Roadhog, so theoretically it would even out by the fact we have two of the DPS tanks, but whatever. Anyway, who cares? Let's just start the game. We're all over the place. So we're up to no good over here. So there's a significant risk associated with standing right here, which is if a McCree or anybody with crowd control comes around this corner and sees us, we died. We die right here if they see us. And standing here doesn't really gain us anything as opposed to standing like over here, just kind of more out of the way. Because what are we going to do right here? We're going to pop out right next to them and start shooting them? Probably not. We could do this from standing somewhere a bit more conservative and achieve the same thing without risking just dying if the wrong thing comes around the corner and sees us. So our Doomfist has managed to kill himself. Wonderful. Good job, Doomfist. We got a Diva behind us that we can bully for some ult charge. Look at that. We're up to 55. We're up to 60% ult charge already. Incredible. And that's kind of the whole point of Sombra. Charge up your ult as quickly as possible. Yep, Damage Orb doesn't care if you're there, if you're invisible, so no need to be concerned about that. Gotta go find some health. Rialto doesn't have, like, super convenient health kit. Well, the first checkpoint, anyway. The health kits aren't super convenient for Sombra. Quite a few of them are kinda out in the open. You know, there's the one over there, but that's a little scary. There's the one in the lobby, but that's a little scary as well. That's a classic maneuver right there. Pop out right next to the Widowmaker, who's looking through her scope. Oh, they broke our translocator? I actually didn't know that happened. When did that happen? Is it very surprising, or did we break it with by accident with, like, the interact button? Because it's very surprising they found it, given where it was placed. No, I guess it was Genji? He's the only one that makes sense to have found it. So, very surprising, really. So we emp the entire enemy team, basically, it looks like. Hack Diva again. Diva, like, definitely got hacked off the emp originally, right? Yeah, she did. So we should wait a little bit longer before hacking Diva again, because the idea is to leave it as close to 6 seconds as possible and then hack them again, because it doesn't just flatly add the hack time on top of the emp time, it resets it back to 6 seconds. So we hack the Diva right there. She was at like 4 seconds left, so we just take her back up to 6 again. If we just wait until she's like really close to being unhacked and then rehack her, she's sad for a longer period of time, which is really what we're looking for when we're playing Sombra. Maximum sadness for the enemy team. For example, she just tried to ult. She did, yep, she definitely did try to ult, but we hacked her, like, the frame she pushed the button, it looked like. So, the voice line went off, so I know she tried, but she's upset about that one. So we can see that Diva was low health over here, but she's just been fisted by a large black man. Unfortunate for her. Oh, got him. Okay, that was a close one right there. Unfortunate reload timing almost saved him. So we're at drastically far up right now. Not so much of a big deal for us. We're playing Sombra. Their Widowmaker has just used Infrasight, which means we don't get to do very much for the next little while. Here's a general tip for if you're playing against somebody that has an ultimate that has a long effect. Like a powerful long effect, but doesn't obviously end. Just when you hear like Widowmaker use her ultimate, look at the timer, and then just subtract Widowmaker's Infrasight from that time. How long does Infrasight last? Hold on. So I think it lasts 8 seconds, but I'm not certain, so let's just find out. Infrasight lasts for 15.5 seconds? Really? Jesus Christ, it lasts way longer than I thought it did. Holy fuck. So yeah, you just look up there and you go, alright, subtract 15 from whatever the number is, and then bam, you know when Infrasight's over. Because Infrasight doesn't actually have like an obvious, well, it has no indication that it's ended. So, there you go. It also, that's unfortunate for her. Purple and hacked. Is she going to use her ult over there? No, she is not. Like McCree, also. Sometimes he just channels the whole 6 seconds. You can look it up there and be like, oh, that takes 6 off of that. Though McCree will often just kind of shoot at nothing instead. So we've got our Emp built up. Reinhardt got bumped off the edge, which is unfortunate for him. We just Emp right here, do 200 damage to Zarya immediately, and then help finish her off. Come over here to make Genji sad. Self-destruct happened behind us, but who cares? So we've ended up being killed. Very tragic. Just don't react in time, basically. Also, we could just chuck a translocator out a lot sooner than this. Like, we just chuck our translocator over there right now, after the self-destruct is gone. Just because then there's this translocator next to our team in case we need it, which turned out we did need. It is better to have a translocator out there somewhere, you know? In case you need to get out of a bad situation. Because it's not very good for getting you out of a bad situation once you're already in the bad situation. Here's what you do if you're in a risky spot, but you don't have a translocator somewhere already, right? You're being, like, actively attacked by somebody, and you don't have a translocator you can go to. Chuck the translocator straight up in the air, wait for it to get a little bit in the air, go up to it, cloak in the air, and then they have to do a sharp movement to aim at you. Hopefully they don't immediately break the invisibility on you, and then they have to guess where you went after that. Because what a lot of Sombra players do is when they're in a bad situation, they just try and cloak, like, right in front of the person shooting at them. Go up in the sky first. It's less likely you'll be immediately broken out of the stealth. Works more often than you'd think, honestly. So we're in the Graviton. Tragically, we can't use the power of teleportation when we're in the Graviton. As Sombra, we can do it, like, yet we can go through the portal for Symmetra, but Sombra can't, like, push a button to teleport somewhere else. But we can walk through a portal for Symmetra. Consistency. So it's in overtime. We've been tragically killed by Moira again. Is Moira the only one that's killed us? She might be. So we just immediately jump back down again, and then, oh no, it ended up being a lot scarier down there than we initially thought it was. We could have just hung out on the archway above and tried to hack people on the other side, because they haven't quite pushed the cart over yet. So if we're standing up here, we can be shooting down and hacking at the people who are standing back here, which is going to be the back line, who, you know, we'd be very interested in killing. Regardless, though, as you can see, the fight's still going well even in our absence, so hooray, everything went swimmingly. So now we have to attack Rialto, and they didn't get the first checkpoint, so obviously things are looking good for us, but honestly, given the way that Rialto is, I wouldn't exactly be surprised if we didn't push it all the way over there. So do you think we do it or not? Don't base it off the timeline, because there's actually 2 videos for this one game. So don't base it off the timeline. This is lying to you. There's another video out there with more time on it. Do you think we get it to the end, or do we fail to get it to the end? Submit your answers now. So, anyway, Rialto is a fucking terrible map to attack, so I wouldn't exactly be surprised if we don't get it all the way over there, because like, what was it? Oh my god. Well, that's gonna be the play of the game right there. Lucio just booped 5 people off the edge. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's pretty incredible, actually. So that'll be one to look forward to. Rialto's a fucking terrible map to attack. What was the stat? It was like, the attacking team wins 42 point something % of the time on Rialto. That's fucking atrocious. Like, that's an unacceptable deviation for one team to have. One team wins 42% of the time. That's incredible. I still don't know what you do to this map. I think we talked about this the last time we were on Rialto. I don't know what you do about this map. Well, one thing I can suggest is, first checkpoint, put unbreakable ledges on the first bridge, because the fact that, I mean, as we just saw, that death pit's quite scary, so that would help. And I mean, the bridge on the right-hand side, that's got unbreakable edges on it. Just put unbreakable edges on that one, so that at least the attacking team doesn't have to go over a death pit, because they already have to basically do the trench run on the Death Star to get through the streets on this place, and then they have to push through this giant open space. And if you lose momentum out here, you're really fucked. Just, like, put unbreakable ledges on that bridge, at least take away the death pit that the attacking team has to go off of, you know? So, we haven't exactly built up a lot of, EMP yet, and I mean, they got, like, real fucked previously, so we've had less opportunities to do so immediately. But it's taken us a while to build up to the EMP. Like, almost, we were at a minute and a half in. Only halfway there. Oh, but here's some easy bullying right here. So it is worth hacking Bastion so that at least he can't use his, self-repair. Even though, no. If he's in recon form, he can still shoot at us and all that. But he can't repair, so it makes it harder for him to survive. I'm not crazy about trying to hack Orisa, because I'm just really not that bothered if she can't use Fortify, really, because I'd rather just be attacking somebody else instead. Or I'd rather hack Hammond, who is their other tank, because Hammond is significantly more fucked when he gets hacked than Orisa is. Orisa just can't move her shield. She can't fortify. She can't use halt, I guess, but, like, whatever, right? I'm just not so crazy about that. I'd rather go for somebody who gets, like, way more fucked getting hacked. So Bastion's in tank form right now. Stand behind the shield a little bit more while this is happening, because, like, we could just stand behind Reinhardt's shield and do everything we're doing right now, but, like, we stray over to the side a little bit more. Then we go forward to EMP, but, like, the EMP doesn't really do very much, because, we missed everybody who we actually want to EMP, because, like, Bastion being EMP'd in tank form doesn't matter, he's still a tank, unfortunately. Doesn't take him out of tank form, as dope as that would be. So, hacking him isn't honestly that big of a priority, and then we blink into here, this blocks line of sight on everybody else, so that ends up not EMPing anybody out here. All of these people are better to EMP, because one of them's Hammond, one of them's Soldier, who uses his ultimate, and the other's Moira, who also uses her ultimate. So if they were EMP'd, then this team fight might have gone in our favor instead of their favor. Seeing as two of them would have stopped two people using their ultimates, and Hammond would be ultra sad, more so than Hammond usually is. Honestly, we've EMP'd pretty good this game, honestly, so far, so I'm not gonna belabor it too much, but we, like, really fixated on the Bastion, who was already a tank, so it's just, like, not that great. The other ones have been fine, though. Oh! Who the fuck is this? Oh, no. Whatever. Anyway, so let's briefly look at this real quick. So I do like Dungeons & Dragons. I do like Zero Punctuation. That's all true. Don't know who the fuck that is. Do like Northern Line. I don't speak Moon Runes. Nope, don't care about that shit. What's this? Are athletes really faster, better, stronger? Well, yes, definitely more so than me. And I like Day 9. So good job, YouTube algorithm. You're mostly on track. But then there's, you know, Moon Runes in here. So let's do a very subtle scene switch. And look at that. Now we're over here again. As you can see, it's not exactly a super long second part of the video. Could still go either way, to be fair. I mostly just want to see the play of the game with the Lucio at this point, because aren't you looking forward to seeing 5 people get pushed in the river? I am. So Hacking Soldier, I'm not that excited about either, unless like, he's trying to run away from us, basically. Stopping him from using Biotic Field and all that's kind of cool, but, like, I'm not super excited about it. So, we do Emp after Lucio's used his ultimate, so we scrape the barrier off of everyone immediately. We've also hacked the Bongo, we broke Arissa's barrier, all that. Barrier. I don't know what happened to me right there with that one. So that's all well and good. Unfortunately, our team wasn't ready to fight, though. 2 people were, in fact, already in the kill feed dead when we did that, so... Unfortunately, like, this is the thing with Sombra, is that the Emp is the strongest ultimate in the game, but it can also be the worst ultimate in the game, depending on how you use it, because silencing the entire enemy team is a very strong effect, but your team actually has to be in a position to capitalize on it. I would say that Sombra's ult probably has the biggest deviation between, like, being useful and being useless, depending on how it's used. There's a parallel to Sombra in Dota 2, because there's a hero in that called Silencer, and his ultimate is a global silence. Doesn't matter where you are on the map, you get silenced. And his ultimate is either the best or the worst, depending on how you use it, because it's a MOBA, straight up, so with a very big map. So if your team are not in a position to capitalize on you silencing the entire enemy team, it does nothing. But if you use it correctly, the entire enemy team can do nothing. So, unfortunately, our team, we got a lot of people. We got the ultimates, we got 2 ultimates out of it, effectively as well, because we got the Bongo and the sound barrier. But our team wasn't in a position to capitalize. We gotta check what our team's up to when we're gonna use the Emp. Because just Sombra alone, not enough. That's probably, like, the thing that... That's the thing, that's easily the thing that tweaks me the most with Sombra players, is, like, when they just Emp 1v6. Like, your ult wins team fights, and here you are just Emping 6 people by yourself. Such a tragic waste. Here we go. Didn't even look like that many people were there until they were flying off the edge. I didn't use an emote, though. Like, I don't care who you are. If you do that, you gotta immediately stop everything and then use an emote. Because that's, like, the sickest Lucio boop in recorded history. Could have only been better if he got the other Lucio. Look at that, he got the card off of the one boop. Incredible. So, we actually got the Empt card, so that's cool. Overall, we Emped fairly well over the course of the game. Like, on the, defending round, the Emps were fine. The attacking round, not so much. So, I guess... Wait, so it was 50-50, actually, wasn't it? Because we Emped twice on defense and twice on attack, didn't we? So I guess it ended up being 50-50 in the end. All or nothing. That's what we do. All or nothing round here. The one was just, like, overly focused on Bastion, and the other didn't account for our team and the position they were in, which was not in position to capitalize. So, hold on one second. All I want to know is how I use my Emp and hack, and why I died. I mean positioning. So, I think nothing really stood out to me too much about the hack. There were the couple that I wasn't super stoked about. The Orisa, when we could have been hacking, like, Hammond or something like that. Because there are some heroes that are, like, extraordinarily crippled when they get hacked, and, like, Hammond is, like, very up there. Whereas someone like Orisa, yeah, she's not stoked about it, but, like, if she's already got, like, her shield down somewhere and she already used Fortify, it's like, it can end up, like, not really doing anything. It's like hacking Zarya. It's like she can't use her bubbles, but, like, she only gets to use those once, like, every 12 seconds, so it's like, hacking somebody like Zarya isn't as impactful as just hacking someone like Hammond, who suddenly can't do anything that his hero is meant to be able to do for the next 6 seconds, you know? Or, like, hacking Reinhardt, and then just he's over extraordinarily sad. Someone like Orisa, you know, she's not stoked, but it can end up, like, not being super impactful. Same with, like, Soldier. Like, he can't use the rockets or the biotic field, but, like, he can still shoot, you know? If you're, like, trying to chase the dude down, that's fair enough, but, like, he can still kind of just, like, fight you at the same time. And his gun is better than Sombra's, provided you can aim with it. So, but other than that, like, nothing really stood out to me about the hack. There was nothing particularly egregious with the positioning either, so hopefully all of that was answered adequately. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us, and I hope you found the video helpful.